we are all here, so we all know each other. There's no question. Everybody is aware. I mean, a guy is given an appointment. He's told, okay, you know what? To embarrass the governor, how much do you earn for the next 1 year? For the next 2.5 years. Okay, I earn 500,000 a month. That is 15 million. Take 10 million. The remaining 5 million will pay you instrumentally. Go and announce that you have resigned from government. So even papas who keep begging for jobs, begging for vehicles, begging for money to rent house, suddenly walk out of their job and they are driving new cars. You don't need to be, it's not rocket science to understand this newfound comfort and wealth and so on. But so it's about corrupt practices. There's no question about that. But what we are saying to them is, I mean, if you are on ground, let's go to the polls and you contest election and win or lose. You know, but I think the real issue is, I have watched some of the television programs by one or two persons who have decamped, and they allege that they were complaining over world congresses, they were complaining over control of party structure, and I was told that one pastor, Iyamu, even alleged that I promised to make him governor and all of that stuff. So, but the truth of the matter is, that is almost part of the problem, or at the heart of the problem.
Can you make anybody a governor?
That is the point. I assumed office on the 12th November 2008. By the 18th, 1 week later, this Pastor Iyamu, who claimed that I promised him, he held a meeting with my then chief of staff, with my present deputy governor, with a present member of the House of Rep, Honorable Razak Bello, and Mr. Oruhide, who is now in PDP, and one Kapeosa. And the discussion there was to the effect that everybody was being told who attended the meeting. I was there, my deputy was there, my chief of staff was there, and these other persons, that the purpose of the meeting was to make the point that after my tenure, this Pastor Iyamu will be the next governor. There were 5 friends, or 6 of them, and between them, they could not agree. I'm told the deputy governor said it is too early, because the point being made was to tell the deputy governor not to expect that after my tenure he will be. There were 2 accounts. Some says, when I called Pastor Iyamu, why will you be discussing governorship when I'm just 1 week old in office? And he said, no, he didn't quite know that that is what issue that will be discussed and all that. In any case, it's about after my tenure. But some people say I was going to do first term, and after my first term, he will take over. He says, no, it's not first term. After the second term. I say, whether first term or second term, it's crazy. It amounts to playing God that 4 years down the road, you want to decide who will be the next governor. Or even more crazy, as you have admitted, is to suggest that the issue is about you being governor 8 years down the road. As a pastor, are you not there playing God? Who will be here 8 years away? Who knows? So in any event, my own problem is not whether anybody wants to go crazy or not, but by putting the issue of succession on the agenda, you will divide the party. Because those who want to support you will be on one side, those who are opposed to you will be on another side, and I'll find myself managing a house that is divided. And everybody familiar in Edo State with Edo State policy will tell you that between Pastor Iyamu and my deputy governor, Odubu, there has been that mutual suspicion which has almost divided the party. But my attitude is, I'm not even interested in those. I want to connect with the Edo voter. And there's only one way to connect, that is to work for the people. And we've done that. So by the second term, it was obvious that I won in all the 80 local government areas. And again, this same Pastor Iyamu insisted that I should change the deputy governor. I should not run with him as my running mate.
He said so to you directly?
He said so. It was in the papers. It wasn't
no, but he never came to you to say, Because at times people deny what's
No,
written in the papers.
He's a pastor, whether or not, no matter the version of the Bible that he reads, the truth is, he said so to me, he said so to Lucky Igbenedio, he said so to Captain Osa, he said so to a number of Benin people. There were protests, there were statements in the media that if I run, if I insist on running with Udubu, they will decamp. And I told them, decamp, I will run with Udubu. Because even if I was a juvenile, you married for me when I was under 18, when I have lived with my wife, and God has blessed us with children, and my wife is loyal, I have no problem. You don't come to me, even if you are my biological father, and tell me, you know what, this your wife is not loyal to me, you have to divorce her. No, I'm a Catholic, I know the meaning of divorce, and divorce is never in the calculation. If I have a deputy who is loyal, who is doing his job, I will run with him. I say, if I'm going to contest that election, I must run with Udubu. If anybody wants to decamp, the gates are open. So this was not secret at all. This was something that everybody knew about in the industry, and I stood my ground. And his argument was that if Udubu run for the second term, he fears that he will have advantage over him in 2016. Let me also say to you publicly what I said to him. I said, look, that a person is a deputy governor doesn't necessarily make him the next governor. He doesn't. And check the country, of the 36 deputy governors, only one, to my knowledge, has been able to make it as a governor. Therefore, you don't bother about this. Who will be the next governor will be determined by the people. We are not in the old party where one or two persons oppose somebody. And anybody who thinks that I can oppose him, it's a sort of daydream. I'm not in a position to oppose somebody because the damage we have done to the politics of opposition, a lot of people don't quite really understand it. You know, whatever I have said against godfathers, against one-man dictatorship, is also valid for me. So there is no way I will go and pick someone and tell the people, this is the man. If they don't want the person, they won't. But it is more so, Kayode, when the electorate in Edo State knows everybody. If you have been a secretary to government, Edo State people know you. They know your pedigree. And they can ask questions. In that government, what was your role? Did you perform? Now, Pastor Iyamu had made statements at, I remember at BIU, Besidaosa University, when they gave him an award to the effect that, you know, he won against corrupt practices when he was secretary to government. He was ignored. He did draw attention to infrastructural decay in the state. Nobody listened. And the people were laughing because you were the AG block. How could you file a disclaimer as secretary to government? You are not known to have resigned. In that state government, Charles Idahosa, who was commissioner for information, had reason to resign. Warren Gariwa also had reason to resign. You rather moved on from chief of staff to secretary to government, and then you came out because you want to disown you want to run away from your shadow to say that you are not. And of course, in all my public outing, in all my engagement with the PDP, there was only one point they were always making. Comrade, you denounce PDP, you denounce the Godfather, but some of the people around you were the people who did damage to PDP image. And when they talk like that, it is Pastor Iyamu they are referring to. But my argument, even in his presence, has always been, I am responsible for my own game. I am not a governor who wants to blame people around him. I make my decisions. And that is the beauty of the presidential system. Any governor who wants to blame his subordinate is totally irresponsible because you choose your subordinate, you choose how much weight to place on their opinion, you choose who to listen to. 10 people can advise me, I have to pick and choose which one I want to follow. I have my own conviction. It's only Idi Amin who said, you know, he has an empty mind. I may have an open mind on an issue, but not an empty mind. I have positions. Okay. And when I'm convinced about something, I do my way. So, those defections,
yes.
In fact, even from the TV narrative, it's clear that he felt he didn't have control over the party structure, and therefore he has serious fears whether he will win the primaries. And I asked the question, did I have party control when I became the governorship candidate? I didn't. And he says to me, Adam, you are different.